All right, good morning, good morning. I am just making it a point to every morning get up and be thankful and be feeling good as I start my day. So, good morning to you. And if nobody else tells you I love you, I appreciate you, and you are awesome. I stole that from my wife's channel. She does that 300 feet. All right, so listen. We're going to have some background noise because I got the GPS running at the same time. I'm coming in early this morning because I know at our normal time at 10 o'clock, I know I will be extremely busy, okay? Just call it what it is. So, we're going to do a series of getting back to the basics. And I think, Jennifer mentioned this to me the other day. She's like, honey, you're a prepping channel and you talk a whole bunch about a whole bunch of things. And I was analyzing my numbers the other day on the channel and everything. I'm like, what is going on? And she mentioned that to me and it hit me. I was like, oh man, dang. The YouTube algorithm is like, dude, you all over the place. You're talking about YouTube, you're talking about the president, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. But we are a prepping channel. So we're going to do a series of getting back to the basics because I know a lot of people are brand new to this to this community, and because of that, a lot of you guys don't know where to start. So I pride myself on getting you started in the right direction, taking the right step, moving in the right direction, and then trying to keep you focused on where you need to be. All right. So, and I'm thankful to my mom. She pointed out some things I was doing on the channel, and I just caught myself because she was like, you know what, you keep saying okay, and I just noticed that I say all right all the time, okay, because I want you guys to agree with me. So bad habits die harder than just habits. So I will be working on that. So thank you, Mom. All right, so let's talk about the basics of prepping. All right, the basics of prepping. One acronym or one thing that you will be able to remember is the BBB. The BBBs of prepping. The BBBs. What are the BBBs? The BBBs are beans. All right, beans, which just represents food. Okay, there I go again, saying okay. Beans. Beans are a staple of prepping because they're cheap. Well, not now. They used to be cheap. They've gone up in price now, but they're normally cheap. Okay, so beans and rice, rice and beans, beans and rice, rice and beans. That is a great set of food that you can buy that's still, it's still inexpensive, it's still cheap. You can buy that and it goes a long way. All right, beans. All right, so that's the first one, beans. Number two, Band-Aids. Band-Aids, and that's just basic first aid, basic things that you're gonna need to in the medical field. That's your Band-Aids, that's your ointments, that's your gauze, your alcohol, your rubbing alcohol, your peroxides, things of that nature. Just basic first aid. Everyone should have bare minimum, oh my goodness, a basic first aid kit. However, you need to expand upon that. Having a basic first aid kit is okay, but think about if you're in a situation, okay, for example, the country is starting to open up now. Good morning, Queenie. The country is starting to open up now. Just imagine back when we were quarantined or on lockdown, and I'm sure that EMS were running. However, just imagine if EMS were not running, and we were on lockdown, and something happened at your house, and you needed some medical attention, or someone you love needed some medical attention. What would be some things that you need in order to help that situation? You will need gauze. You will need clean cloth. You would need medical tape. That would just think about basic things to stop bleeding. I'm gonna get caught by this darn bridge. Just think of basic things that you're gonna need to stop bleeding. Learn basic first aid, CPR. Learn the Heimlich maneuver would be awesome to know. Just basic things that you would need to help save someone's life. All right? Okay? So let's recap. Beans. The BBBs are prepping. Beans. Band-Aids, and then the last B are bullets, okay? And bullets represent just protection, and that may be, let me see here, for burns, aloe vera gel. Yes, very, very, very good point. Thank you. Aloe vera gel is awesome for burns, because those kind of things will happen. They're going to happen anyway, especially if you're in a grid down situation, you're trying to use fire to cook or fire to heat your home, you're going to get burned, So the ointments, the aloe vera gels, and then start learning just basic first aid now while you have time. Get books on survival. Get books on basic first aid now. Get books on wild edibles now while you still have time. All right? So, let's recap. Beans, Band-Aids, bullets. Bullets basically represent self-protection. All right? If you live in a state where fire extinguisher, great prepping item. We're just talking about the basics right now. We're talking to the people who are just beginning to get into prepping. So we're starting this new series on back to the basics. So this particular episode is just the basics of what you need to start getting if you're going to get into the prepper community. All right, and you're right, Queenie. Aloe vera gel, awesome. Fire extinguishers, because people, if you're not used to using candles, using kerosene lanterns, using gas generators, using fire to light your home, I mean, it's so many ways to do it, then you have the potential of setting something on fire. So basically, fire extinguishers are definite must. Let me see here. We got beans, we got Band-Aids, we got bullets. So bullets is just self-protection. You got to be able to protect what you are stocking or what you have. You have to be able to protect what you're stocking up on and what you have, because if not, somebody who does have self-protection or somebody who does have weapons will come in and just take what you have, or worse, take what you have and kill you and your family. I mean, that is the basics of what we do. BBB, the BBBs of prepping. All right, and in the next episode we'll probably talk about the order of importance of things you can't live without. For example, you can only survive about 3 minutes without air. A lot of people forget air. You can only survive about 3 hours without shelter in inclement weather. Okay, 3. All right, you can only survive about 3 days without water. And if you've been on this channel for any amount of time, we always talk water. That is our thing right there, water. We'll talk about that on the next episode of the basics of prepping. We're gonna talk about the 3s, which is 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. And I've proven that you can definitely go a long time without eating. Most people put all their emphasis, or most of their emphasis, on food, where a lot of your emphasis should be placed on water, air, and definitely shelter. Okay, so just want to come in real briefly and talk to you guys about just getting back to the basics. I know that a lot of folks are coming in, they're finding our channel, and they're seeing we're a prepping channel, but we haven't been talking about prepping. We've been talking about coronavirus, we've been talking about the president. I was going to do a video yesterday on what's going on in Minnesota with Mr. Floyd, Mr. George Floyd. However, I posted that video on my other channel. I posted that on my Roderick Chappelle channel. If you guys are not subscribed there, you can go over and check that one out. And I just kind of, it was more of a venting video. I didn't want to put it on this channel because I want to keep this one. I want to keep this channel focused, and I think for a period of time now we have been getting out of focus. So we're going to get back to the basics on this channel, back to the basics of prepping, of building your homestead. And just because you don't live out in the country, that does not mean you don't have a homestead. You have a homestead. If you have a roof over your head, that's your home, and that's where you can start your homestead right there. Hey Melanie, how are you? That's where you can start your homestead right there. All right, so let's recap this video one more time just so we can reiterate what we have discussed this morning. We're talking about the basics of prepping, and I want to teach you guys and revisit for some The BBBs of prepping. The BBBs of prepping. What are the BBBs of prepping? Band-aids. I'm sorry, beans, Band-aids, bullets. Beans, Band-aids, bullets. Beans, Band-aids, bullets. I've come to the conclusion on water. 1, it takes up some space. 2, you never can get enough water. 3, you are not prepared enough. 3, accept what you have and deal with it. Hey, that's a great way to look at it. That definitely is a great way to look at it. And we'll talk about, we'll talk about water on some other videos. And I want to try to keep the new prepper and, some of us seasoned preppers, I want to keep us to the point where, like Queenie just said, accept what you have. Wherever you are right now, you can build upon what you have. If you're just brand new and you're just now getting the prepping, get you 3 days of food, 3 days of water. Make sure you got 3 hours of shelter. Make sure you have shelter, okay? And then just build upon that. Everything in the prepping community is building on the next step, And what I don't want is people going out and spending their life savings, ruining their credit, putting themselves in a financial bind because they watch some other channels and they're like, you need to go out right now and you need to buy 15 years of freeze-dried food. Well, that'd be great, but that's not the real world, okay? The real world is most of us have at least our utilities that we have to pay every month. A lot of us have uncontrollable debt, and we talk about that on this channel too. Reducing your debt, cleaning up your credit. Because I believe, and this is just me, this is my point of view, I believe as a prepper, you have to be worried about your whole total life. It can't just be, okay, we're preparing for the apocalypse and that's it. Well, what if the apocalypse doesn't come for the next 20, 25 years? And you have basically ruined your life and your family's life trying to prep when you could have been using those resources at the same time to be doing other things as well. All right, another thing, I had to release the unknown fear thereof. Yes. And I believe that the more prepped up we are and the more prepared we are with our skills, I think it takes the fear factor down. Because I even throughout this pandemic, I can't say I was fearful. I got nervous a few times, and I'm still a little nervous right now because I know it's not over. But the fear, oh my goodness, if you buy into all of the fear factor and all the fear porn that's on the internet, I mean, people will have you going out here spending your life savings on everything, and that's why I really want to truly get back to the basics. I want to help teach people, hey, listen, cover the basics, build upon that. Cover the basics, build upon that. Cover the basics, build upon that. Because we have spent, I'm not going to say we as a community have spent so much money, so much energy, and so much time on the what if factor. Now, is it always going to be there? Yeah, there's always going to be a what if. There will always be a what if. But I want to help keep us rooted and grounded in the basics, because I believe if you cover the basics, everything else will fall into place. All right. So I just want to come in real quick this morning, let you guys know what I was thinking, where I was, how we're going to get, move the channel in the right direction, or move the channel forward, help move the community forward. And I truly believe that this pandemic is going to be great for our community. I truly believe that we are in a period of time right now where the demand is going to get so high for prepping items, and eventually the supply will come through, and the prices are going to be driven down due to the high demand and eventually the supply. Okay? Yes, so true. It's about the money on some stuff that's not really a priority. I agree. Totally agree with you. And you guys, I always try to tell you guys the truth, and I always try to give you guys a good common sense approach of where we are, what we're trying to do. Matter of fact, I just got finished talking to Jennifer, and I said, baby, we're gonna, I'm thinking about doing this, such and such. Every time I get paid, And she's like, well, what does that account for? I'm like, that's just going to be truly savings right there. Agree, cover the basic checks. All right, thank you for that, Queenie. Yes, at least we're not crazy now. Hey, we're not crazy. Doesn't it feel good to not be crazy? Now, of course, none of us want any of this kind of stuff to happen at all. Zero things we want to happen as far as pandemic, as far as SHTF, okay, which is stuff hitting the fan. And I know we throw out these acronyms a lot of time, and I really want to start talking like we don't know. So when you guys hear me say things that I'm not truly explaining, like SHTF, TLWACI, y'all stop me, especially when we're live. Y'all stop me and be like, hey, what about the person that doesn't know what SHTF stands for? That's stuff hitting the fan. Okay, you can put the S word in there. TLWACI is the world without rule of law, or something like that. That's no. WROL. That's WROL. I gave y'all WROL TLWACI. I'm sorry. WROL is world without rule of law. TLWACI is the end of the world as we know it. Time. But like I said, we're going to get back to the basics. TLWACI, the end of the world as we know it. The end of the world as we know it. WROL, world without rule of law. Okay, world without rule of law. SHTF, stuff hitting the fan. So thank y'all so much for being here. Hope don't want anything horrible. We need to be ready. I agree, and that's what this channel is truly all about. Now we're going to talk about some other things. We're going to talk about things that are going on in the world, because things that go on in the world and things that go on in our country affect what happens at your house, believe it or not. Things that go on in the world and things that happen in the country affect what happens at your house. For example, this cop that killed Mr. George Floyd in Minnesota. Okay. Anyway, was he hitting the siren for me? I guess, I don't know. I didn't think I was speeding. Maybe I am. So anyway, he hit the siren real quick. He just totally threw my whole chain of thought off. Maybe because I have my lights on or whatever. He's about to pull me over. I hope not. But anyway, I'll keep y'all live because who knows? I'm going to get all the way over just in case. So anyway, back to the basics. BBB, SHTF, TLWACI, WROL, all basic terminology that we use, in the prepper community. All right. Okay. And for those that didn't hear, my mom gave me some things that I need to do better on my videos, and and when you guys see me doing things, because what I want to be the best I can be in everything. And when you guys see me doing things or hear me doing things, let me know. Hey Roger, you're saying okay a lot. Hey Roger, you're saying all right. Hey Roger, you're repeating blah blah blah. Y'all let me know, because that doesn't bother me. I have lost all ego, which is another thing I think it runs kind of rampant in our community. I think a lot of prepper, especially a lot of prepper channels, I think the person or the people who are the talking head on the channel, I think a lot of times they have a lot of ego. I believe they have a lot of ego. Sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of times, they have a lot of ego, And the last thing I want for this channel and for this team and for this community is for us to develop egos, division, because I believe where there's unity, there's strength. And I am so happy to see the nation now start to unify and unite and start taking a stand. Because, you know, that's one thing I talked about yesterday as far as the people. We are the people. And regardless of what some may think, we control what happens. And I'm going to tell you the fastest way to start controlling what happens is where you spend your dollars. Can you imagine if we ever get this channel to the point where we're like 100,000 strong, and we want to make a change in something? We can go as a conglomerate of 100,000, say, hey, we demand such and such and such. And if we're all consistently buying something like that, and we say, you know what, for the next month, we're not going to purchase your product from such XYZ company until y'all change it this way and do it this way. 100,000 people that's constantly buying something, that's powerful. So, you know, that's where we're moving. That's where we're going, especially on this channel. Eventually, we're going to get there. You know, and I believe that geometric progression will start to happen on the channel, where we will start growing like crazy. However, as we continue to grow, like I've told you guys in the past, I want to make sure that as we grow, we give back to the community. All right? Okay. Every time I do it, I'm gonna try to catch myself. So with all that being said, thank you guys again so much for being here. I know I say it and I probably sound like a broken record. I can't thank you guys enough. I cannot thank you enough. A lot of you all have been here since the beginning. Like Queenie was our #1. Outside of myself subscribing to this channel and Jennifer subscribing and getting my kids to subscribe, Queenie was #1. She was the #1 person to subscribe to the channel that we did not know. And she's been here since day one, and thank you so much. And I want to thank all of you all for being here, because I know that there are 2 trillion other channels that you can go watch, and I know that there are a million other ones that you do watch, but I want this one to be the best one for you. All right? So thank y'all, thank you. And I'm always send y'all love, okay? Y'all be good, be blessed, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care. Those cops were fired. Yes, they were. Yeah, suffocation on live video. Yep, that's a great idea. Prep item is natural pain medication. And the best one is Baswala. I enjoy your channel. Thank you. I appreciate you for enjoying. And the live is really over. I just wanted to read some of you guys' comments because I saw I hadn't read them. Oh my God, that's horrible and so sad. Thank you for being here. You form a great group. Oh, thank you, Queenie. Cover the bases, chick. All right, cool. Yeah, I wasn't really going to talk about what happened, but I'm so happy to see. And I was talking to several people yesterday because I was really pissed yesterday. Hey, RD, make sure you go back and watch the replay. Watch the beginning of this live, okay? Make sure you watch the beginning. But yeah, I was really pissed yesterday. I vented on my other channel. I talked to several folks. I had to vent. I had to call my mom and vent because I had heard about the killing, but I hadn't seen it. And after I watched it, I just got infuriated. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I was happy that when I woke up this morning, they had fired those cops. Now the next thing is they need to criminally charge them, and they need to ride in somebody's prison. All 4 of them. All 4 of them. Because the one that did it definitely, and the 3 other ones, because the way I look at it, if I had done something like that, who's calling me this early? Oh my God, y'all, hold on. Hello, good morning. All right, so if myself, RD, and Queenie had done something like that, I would have been brought up on all the charges, and y'all would have been an accessory. and we all would have got all the charges together. So yeah, everything needs to, yeah, that's what needs to happen. I didn't really want to go there, especially on this video, because I'm trying to be. You guys will notice that the lives are going to start getting shorter, simply because when we're on live, we're talking about so many subjects, and I'm noticing that I have got to start keeping. I've got to start keeping. I know in the beginning, you know, for the next week or so, it's probably going to be still all over the place. But I got to start keeping us on track of just one subject that we're talking about. I got to. Agreed. Charge them with intentional murder. Found guilty. Serve 4 life sentences. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it is current events. Justice will take its place. I certainly hope so, RD. Because if not, the whole state of Minnesota might be torn apart. I mean, it's just, and you know what? And I cannot fault the people for the uprising. Cannot, because we are the people, and that's what this country was founded upon. It was founded upon individual rights. And when one, and just like I quoted yesterday on my other channel, you know, like Dr. Martin Luther King said, "An injustice to one is injustice to all." And as long as we keep allowing injustice to happen to anyone, doesn't matter race, color, creed, as long as we keep allowing injustices to happen to anyone, then we're all at risk for injustice to happen to all of us. And we'll probably do another live tonight just talking about what's going on in the country. But yeah, as you guys can tell, I'm still very upset about this. I'm very upset, extremely upset. You know, especially from the training, from being a former cop, a former police. You know, this is beyond upsetting. Preach it, Pastor Rod. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have another channel. It's called Roderick Chappelle. It's under my real name. And if you guys want to check that out, that rant out I did yesterday, I talked all about the killing in Minnesota, Mr. Ahmad, oh gosh, what's the gentleman's name, where the father and son tracked him down and killed him. I talked about all those guys. Castile up in Minnesota, where he was killed by the cop. I talked about a whole bunch of those instances, and I just ran it for about 11 minutes, and I let YouTube have it. So if you want to go check that video out, it's on my other channel, Roderick Chappelle. Just type in my real name, Roderick Chappelle, and you'll see it. I didn't want to post it on here because it was just over there. That's where I do like all kind of videos, and it's not a big channel. It and I do some swearing on that one, so you know I know that's not monetized over there, so I wasn't worried about it. I try not to swear at all on this channel. Try not to swear at all in life. Not true. I swear, y'all. Agree with the protest is needed. Pin the link on the other channel. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because I don't wanna promote. I don't really want to promote the channel, but I will spell. Let me see if I can spell my name for you, and you can go find it. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to put a link. I apologize, but I don't want to cross promote that channel. I'll cross promote you guys' channels, but yeah, I don't want to cross promote that one. All right, let's get some fuel. Let's get some petrol. It's okay to be mad, bro, but we have to allow the justice system to roll its own way. I agree with that too. However, I also understand the protests and what's going on, and I understand because you got to understand, people, not just blacks, people in this country are tired. We're tired of seeing people killed in the streets senselessly. And I watched a video this morning where they had already arrested him. They already had him in handcuffs, and the guy was cooperating. They was like, okay, go this way, go that way. And then the next thing you see is this man on the ground underneath the car, handcuffed, being murdered. 38,184. And I also found out something. I found out basically what I've been doing on this channel is vlogging. I didn't even realize that until yesterday. I watched a video on vlogging, and I'm like, wow, vlogging is just giving you guys the backside of a channel, or a backside of a person's life, and y'all get to see the backside all the time. And yeah, I don't have my gloves on, and yes, we're still in the pandemic, and I'm gonna use some hand sanitizer. Let me see. It's okay. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, if you type in my real name on YouTube and do it in the search, you should find that channel. It's got like 100. You can't miss it. It's got the cover of my first book I wrote. It has the cover of that on it, which is a pretty cool doggone cover because we did all that ourselves. Which is a crazy situation. I thought about that book, wrote that book, published that book. Man, it's not edited well at all. Did the cover art and all that kind of stuff in like 38. No, I think it was 42 days. All lives matter. All people are beautiful. I agree. I agree that all lives do matter, and I'm not talking about just human life. All life. See, a lot of folks think that when you say all lives matter, you're talking about human life. No, all life. All life is precious. Animal life, plant life, because life is beautiful. Life is very beautiful. So we're gonna get gas and then I'm gonna end because the markets are about to open in 5 minutes. Had a pretty decent day in the markets yesterday. I predicted the market was gonna go down, and sure enough, it did. I did make a crucial error though. I sold that option I was telling you guys I had. I made like 100-something% on it. I had gotten up to like 700%, and I held it too long. But if I had, this is crazy. If I had held it just to Tuesday, which was yesterday, I probably would have made like 2,000% on that trade. It was crazy because I just sold too soon. Actually, I sold too late and I sold too soon. But like my best friend was saying, he said, who gets mad at making 100% on a trade? I was like, your best friend. Especially when you were up 700%. Yes, I want to receipt. Oh, I will tell you guys this, because I've been really looking at the numbers here lately, and what I did notice, I'm gonna try to take this. Yeah, we're still live. Cool. I've been noticing that